Welcome to the 8th module of technical training videos on the conduct of the SIRE 2.0 inspection program. This video is the third in the series for Module 8 and provides an explanation of the processes for paper-based contingency inspections. In this video, we will cover the following areas: using the CVIQ and supporting documents, and completing the questionnaires. At this stage of the process, the inspector should have gained permission from the submitting company and selected the type of paper-based contingency inspection that is going to be conducted. In this case, we will work with a full paper-based inspection. The inspector would then have selected, set up and printed the questionnaire based on question order, length of question, and whether photographs are to be included. Supporting documents can also be printed in their preferred configurations. The following supporting documents will be available to the inspector through their SIRE account as printable documents: the operator-supplied photographs in numerical sequence, the HVPQ and PIQ references applicable to CVIQ questions, the supporting guidance for all CVIQ questions, the observations from the previous inspection for core CVIQ questions, hardware negative observation module lookup tables, process negative observation module lookup tables, human negative observation module lookup tables. In the case of a full paper-based inspection, the inspector must print the CVIQ and supporting documents before boarding the vessel. The inspector must not email any documentation to the vessel to request that it is printed out ready for their attendance on board. The inspector will have view-only access to the certificate repository and the PSC repository for a vessel to be inspected through their SIRE account for as long as an active inspection is assigned to them. The inspector will be able to download a copy of the HVPQ and the crew matrix through their SIRE account for as long as an active inspection is assigned to them. For a partial paper-based inspection, the inspector will have access to the same information that is available for a full paper-based inspection. However, as some of the inspection will take place using the tablet editor, a smaller amount of information can be downloaded and printed. Selecting the external versions of the question order will only print questions for external areas of the vessel where using the tablet device may be restricted. Completing the questionnaires. The downloaded questionnaires will display the required response types for hardware, process, human, and photograph responses. Although 4 pages of the responses data capture form are included in the CVIQ printout, additional pages for recording negative and positive human observations can also be downloaded separately. The required expected standard binary or graduated response options for each question are displayed in each response box, or a grey box indicates that no answer is required for that response type. For an expected response, the inspector should tick the appropriate response box that meets the correct standard. Graduated responses. Where a graduated response is required, a code should be entered into the box and details should be recorded in the comments box at the end of the section. The codes that should be used are shown against the comments box. These codes relate to graduated responses for each response type that are not positive, as expected, or negative. Not every question will have a graduated response, and the inspector is required to determine the correct responses when entering these into the online editor. Recording negative observations and positive human observations. Where a negative observation or positive human observation is required, the inspector should tick the OBS/PIF column and record the observation on the generic response data capture form. The inspector should record the question number, response type, and details of the observation so that it can be entered into the observation declaration document. The inspector would, by now, have used the printed paper-based questionnaires to complete the inspection on board and then transcribe the observations and comments from the response data capture sections to the online editor. The observation declaration document is an Excel spreadsheet and can be downloaded from the contingency review screen. It can be edited and saved to the inspector's device. The spreadsheet contains dynamic choices, which can be used to transcribe the information collected on the response data capture form and be printed and signed by the master and the inspector. The template allows the following data to be entered. Question number. This column is free text to record the question number. Type of observation. This column is a drop-down list of all available observation types. Subject of concern. This column is a drop-down list of available SOCs related to the type of observation selection. Type of nature of concern. This column is a drop-down list of all available nature of concern observation types. The corresponding item should be selected as was selected in type of observation, i.e. hardware NOC. Nature of concern. This column is a drop-down list of available NOCs related to the type of nature of concern selected. Negative comment/comment. This column accepts free text to record a full explanation for the observation. When the document is complete for all negative and positive human observations raised, the inspector can print the document and the inspector and master can sign the printed sheet where indicated. In this video we covered using the CVIQ and supporting documents, and completing the questionnaires. In the next part of this module, we will cover the closing meeting, submitting a full or a partial inspection, entering inspection timings, managing photos and voice memos during paper-based inspections, retention of questionnaires.